I have a cheat for you this time. Donate here to help with the running costs of the One Ummah charity. It is through this pot they are able to raise and get your money to where it needs. Think about it. How can a charity help people if it can't run? Donate here and get a reward for participating in all of their campaigns. Assalamu alaikum guys, and welcome to another episode of Smile to Jannah. Enough serious videos guys, yeah? I thought it was time for a bit of comedy. And LBC agrees with me as well because they hosted Mr. Daily himself, aka the Israeli simp, aka the Israeli butt wipe. So you can understand why people simply cannot take him seriously, because Jerusalem Post says my primary goal in life is to make Israel better. And how does he aim to do that? He explains why he is Israeli first. Here he is accepting an award from Israel's genocide lobby, the ADL. And the ADL saying, we are proud to recognize Nusayr Yassin. Now, I'm sure LBC could not afford a stand-up comedian at such short notice, so they bought the next best thing. Give it up for the Pratt himself, Mr. Daily.
People need to really dig deeper into this. Like, I studied this for 33 years, my entire existence.
Okay. This is gonna be a good one, yeah? He's right. I know what you're thinking. What? Daily's right about something? Hang on. He's saying we need to dig deeper into it. It's not a simple, you know what I mean? Just see a few headlines and go with that. So I'm with him so far.
I feel like I am, no, I don't feel, I know I am more qualified.
It just reminds me of that meme.
How do you feel? Heavyweight champion of the world.
I'm very feel.
Daily feels, ladies and gentlemen. He very feels. But then he switched it to I know about this. Oh, I'm so excited. He's building it up, mate. Yeah, the build up is extraordinary.
Than the average Swedish person or the average immigrant in Birmingham. I know this conflict.
That's very random. I'd never thought I'd hear Sweden and Birmingham in the same sentence. Yeah, I don't understand what he's trying to get to, but big up the holy land of Birmingham.
A lot more. And therefore, my opinion should matter more than the average opinion of just about...
My opinion, mate. My existence. I'm very feel. This guy is showing extreme narcissistic traits. This guy is begging it that we take him seriously and ignore flipping everyone else.
The person who happens to be Muslim and who says, Muslim equals I'm with Palestine, I'm against Israel. It should not be this simple. We're not tribal.
It should not be simple. I'm inclined to agree that just because someone is Muslim doesn't mean you have to side by them. Absolutely agree with that, mate. We have to look at what is just. We have to look at who is just here. And I want to add in a little bit extra, which is you don't have to be Muslim to be pro-Palestine. You just gotta be human.
Do you think that that view comes from somewhere else? That the expression of that form of, one-sidism comes from whether it's forms of extremism that exist in the Middle East that have been brought into the UK?
This guy is proof that just because you got an English accent doesn't mean what's going to come out of your mouth is sense and logic. He just spent 10 seconds chatting absolute drivel. No, it's nothing to do with extremism. It's that one side is committing a genocide, which is agreed upon by international experts, including Israeli Holocaust survivors themselves. Hope that makes sense, yeah? Flipping extremism, my backside.
Do know that this is not about Israel and Palestine, unfortunately. I look at an average...
This is what the build-up was about. This is what he was hyping up. This is what he was saying, that I'm the expert, mate. Forget Sweden, forget flipping Birmingham, forget everyone, mate. Look at me, I'm feel. And he says, okay, so Israel bombing Palestine is not about Israel and Palestine, unfortunately. I told you, ladies and gentlemen, he's a comedian. In fact, here's a comedian. This guy is, he's long gone, mate. Yeah, even a comedian would look at him and go, flipping heck, this guy is too qualified for my job, mate. I need to be a student over here, you know what I mean?
Person in Bangladesh, and I'm like, why do you care? Why should you care? Why does an Hindu Indian care?
He's attacking the Bangladeshis.
Because for them it's why should you care? Why does an Hindu Indian care?
He's even bringing the Hindus into it as well. He's working his way around all the continents. This guy's an absolute piece of work. He has come over here and look, it says LBC is marketing it as Israeli Palestinian vlogger. Nas Daily criticizes some of his fellow Muslims. So the only way for his nonsense to work is if he keeps up the charade of being a Muslim. I already did a video in which I showed he does not know the basics of Islam. He in fact claimed to have started his own religion, in fact. I mean, that's another story. Why should anyone care? Okay, if your mum gets beaten senseless outside, you just expect people to just stand and do nothing? Because after all, Nas, why should people care? Yeah, why should Bangladeshis, Indians, Swedish, and the Birmingham lot here? Because, Nas, and stick with me here, it's called being human, empathizing with someone being hurt and oppressed, something which you simply don't realize because you're simping for Israel so hard that this concept, this integral ingredient of morality has escaped your cranial. It's now a cavity because it's empty. There's nothing left inside. Number two, people's governments are involved. That's why they care, because Israel is taking money from them because of the leverage they've got. You know, remember Mr. Epstein and his connections with Israel is no longer a conspiracy now? And let's move on to the fact that you're a Muslim, and any Muslim, oh, I did the wrong one there. And any Muslim should know the hadith that believers are like one body. If one part feels pain, the whole body feels pain. That's why we care. Nas, the Muslim,
about this conflict, because for them it's actually a religious conflict. It's
Yes.
Hinduism versus Islam. It's Islam versus Judaism. It's more of religious lines. The amount of times I get a message that says you're
Okay, relax.
the amount of harm versus
Easy,
Judaism.
brother.
It's
Easy. When he talks about it being a religious conflict, okay, for Israel that is, because who out of the two sides claims that it's written in their holy book that the land belongs to them? Ding, 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 Israel. Who claims that they are the chosen people? Ding, 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 Israel yet again. Who claims in 1 Samuel chapter 15 verse 3 that it is okay for them to wipe out suckling infants? Ding, 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 Israel. Genociding the Amalek is one of their 613 commandments, also known as the mitzvot.
more of religious lines. The amount of times I get a message that says you're a Muslim, you're supposed to stand with Muslims. We really need to stand with the truth, not with
Absolutely, he's right. But what he's wrong about is he's not standing with the truth. He's standing with Israel, the antithesis of truth.
with people of our fellow faith. And then for the woke left Europeans, it's almost like a feel good kind of thing. I must always be with the weaker side just because it feels good to support.
Right, so he just admitted Palestinians are the weakest side. They're being oppressed. Of course, it's a feel-good factor when you're standing up for the weak, the oppressed, the downtrodden. This guy, I'm telling you, he's a comedian, ladies and gentlemen, yeah? I'm just humoring him like LBC have done. Ah, what a clown. He's now in the UK, apparently. All right, let's leave it there, guys. Until next time, Assalamu alaikum.